Hey ladies! So this is a quick mini masterclass on getting visible on social media. So I'll just hang on a minute for you to jump on live. Um, so, like I said, I'm going to be talking about probably mainly Facebook, a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of Twitter, and Periscope. I'm not going to talk about Snapchat only because Snapchat confuses me. I will be honest, I know that I'm a millennial and I'm supposed to get all this stuff, but Snapchat's really not my thing. I like the cool filters, but apart from that, I don't really get it. Like I said, getting visible on Facebook, obviously it's really important to get visible on every social media channel that you can. Mainly because, like I said, unless people see you, unless people see your posts, unless people see your your posts, your offers, people aren't going to buy from you. And unless you're visible, people aren't going to know who you are or what you sell or anything like that. People don't know who you are. And like I said, if they don't know who you are, you've got no like and trust factor. So people aren't going to buy from you because people don't spend money with people that they don't know. So getting visible it's three things really to get visible. The first thing is to be consistent. So wherever you're posting, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, wherever it might be, make sure that you could post every day. If you're going to post 3 times a day in 3 groups on Facebook, make sure you post 3 times a day in 3 groups every day. Because when people start to notice you, when people start to see that you're there consistently, people start to pay attention because you're not somebody who just pops up every now and then and has, relatively nothing to say and then disappears again for another couple of weeks. It's being there every single day, being, like I said, consistent. That is one of the key steps to being visible. The second thing is to post content that your ideal client actually wants to see. So this isn't necessarily what you want to talk about, it's what your ideal client needs. What information are they missing? What problems are they having at the moment? What is the solution that you provide to them for their problem? What is it that they're struggling with? You need to talk about those kind of things. And the same that you should obviously have your ideal client down. You should know exactly who they are, how old they are, whether they've got kids or not, whether they still work 9 to 5, wherever it might be. You need to talk to them. And even if it's the case that you know the kind of shops they shop in, do they shop in Walmart? Do they shop in Target? Or obviously if you're in the UK, are they in Waitrose? Are they in Sainsbury's? Are they in Asda? Where are they? Because you need to be talking to that one specific person. And unless you're talking to just one person, talking to everybody means you're talking to no one. It's literally like that, that's what people say, throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. It really is just hoping that somebody is interested in what you have to say. So like I said, it goes hand in hand with being consistent. That you need to consistently talk about the things your ideal client wants to see. You need to give as much as you can to them every single day, and it's not just selling. And this is the number 3 then of my 3 tips to be visible. Don't just sell. Don't talk about just yourself and what you offer. You need to talk about lots of different things, and you need to, if you're giving value, give value. There's nothing wrong with adding a pitch or an offer of a free call or a discovery call or something at the end of your value post. But if all you're ever posting is, this is my offer, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, people are going to tune out so quickly, and you're just going to be that person who spams the group. And the same with, if you're posting value, and I've seen a couple of people do this lately, that they're not quite on it. That you're posting value, but what you're saying is, have you considered this? These are the services I can offer. That's not a value post. A value post is, have you considered this? Here are things that you can try to, improve whatever it might be. So if I was to talk about, getting visible online, a value post might be, like on Instagram, did you know that you can post to your Facebook page and to Twitter at the same time as you post to Instagram? So you can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. And, here is how you set it up. That's a value post. But saying, did you know that you can post to Facebook and Twitter at the same time on Instagram? I've got a course that shows you exactly how to do that, or that's something that I can show you how to do. That's not a value post, that's a pitch. So make sure that when you're giving value, you are giving value, and it's not, like if you're, say, a virtual assistant, it's not, have you considered hiring a virtual assistant? Here's a list of things that I can do. It could be something like, if you use MailChimp, did you know that you can schedule your emails? There's no, I can do that for you. That's a different post altogether. That comes at a different time. So like I said, it's those being consistent, talking about things that they want to know about, and making sure that you're not just selling. There's all different types of posts. You want people to connect with you. So you want to share your story. Why did you start your business? What is it that drives you? Why do you want to get up every morning and do this? Like for me, I started my business so I can be at home with my daughter. And I'm not gonna, there's no sort of, I'm not gonna pretend like, I started my business to, make loads of money. And like, yeah, the money's awesome. Don't get me wrong, everybody loves money. But my reason is so that I can be at home with my daughter. And yes, she goes to childcare 2 days a week. But those 2 days a week is when I run the majority of my business. And then the rest of the time I get to be at home with her. And to me, that's perfect. And that's my business. That's the model, this way I run my business. And whatever it might be for you, whether it's that, you're sick of your 9 to 5 and you just can't stand your boss anymore, and in lieu of shoving pencils in your eyes, you started your business so that you could make the money to leave your job. Whatever it might be, share that with people, because there are going to be people out there who feel the same. There are plenty of women out there who started their business so they can be at home with their children. And there are plenty of women out there who started their business because they wanted to quit their job because they didn't like it. So sharing that is what helps people to connect with you. And the ultimate goal of being visible, apart from getting clients, is to get people to connect with you. Because once people connect with you, once they send you friend requests, or you've started to, message back and forth, once there's some kind of connection, there'll be some kind of dialogue. And from that conversation, that relationship, that is where clients come from. So, that's my 3 tips for being visible, is being consistent, sharing content that your ideal client wants, and sharing different types of content, not just selling, and building those relationships. So that is, like I said, just posting. That applies to all different kinds of social media. If you're on Instagram, you can post pictures of you, post pictures of quotes you like, post pictures of, even if it's just a picture of like the MailChimp logo, and you give 3 quick tips in the description. Just because Instagram is visual doesn't mean that you can't give any information. And you can record videos now, short videos on Instagram as well. So whatever it is that the image is connected to, the description is where the key is. And that is, make sure that you fill out that description as best as you can. There is a shorter character limit than on Facebook, but you can post your information in the description and then have another comment on your post with all your hashtags. It doesn't need to be in the caption of the image then. So just make sure that you're sharing content regularly. And if it's a case that you can only post twice a day, once at the beginning of the day before you go to work and once at the end of the day when you get home, that's fine, as long as you're doing it every day. Whether you want to do it on the weekend is another matter. My goal for August is to not work on Sundays, and I will still, update this Facebook group, but I might not be so active in the other groups, and that's, that's fine. Everybody sees Sunday as, a day of rest kind of thing. So when it comes to the nitty-gritty then of being visible, so Facebook, the best way to be visible on Facebook is Facebook groups, if you're a service-based entrepreneur like a lot of us are. And the same with products, is Facebook groups is finding your ideal client. If your ideal client isn't in Facebook groups, then you should have a Facebook page. You should have a Facebook page anyway. But definitely make sure that if you're not posting in groups, you're posting on your Facebook page 3 to 5 times a day. And again, different posts, images, quotes, like how-tos or helpful information, videos. Make sure you can go live on your page as well. Make sure that there's lots of different content on there for people to see, because Facebook is, I think it's the third biggest search after, fourth biggest search after Google, YouTube and Pinterest. So make sure that whatever you're posting, on your Facebook page, make sure that it's there so that people can see it. Because the last thing you want is for somebody to have, seen an advert somewhere or found one, like one of your flyers or whatever it might be, go to your Facebook page and it's not been updated for 6 months. That doesn't make you look active. It doesn't make you look visible. So if you're on Instagram, like I said, make sure that you're updating it at least once a day, I would say. Again, because if people find your account, you want to make sure that it's updated regularly. And a Pinterest is a whole different story. Pinterest, you don't necessarily have to update it as much, but you can update it with so many different things. And again, it's just making sure that you know your ideal client well enough that you've pinned things that they like. So, like for me, I've got a board that's dedicated to quick exercises and another one that's dedicated to quick recipes, because I know that my ideal client doesn't have time. She's trying to work her 9 to 5 and run a business, or look after her kids and run a business, and she doesn't have time to necessarily, sit down and plan out a whole week's worth of meals and make 3-course dinners every night. She doesn't have time. So chances are, if she's on Pinterest, she's going to be searching for quick recipes. And they're saying that she's trying to keep fit because she's all about the whole mind and body and self-care, but she doesn't have time to necessarily go to the gym for 2 hours a day. So she's looking for, those quick 15-minute ab circuits or whatever it might be. So I've got a board for those as well. Because the key is to get people to your board so that you can then show them all your original content. So it might be that if you write a blog and you update your blog once a week, make sure that you're pinning a nice sort of image from your blog on Pinterest, and then the description of the pin drives people straight to your website. So it's all about making sure that wherever you're posting, like I said, you're consistently posting. So even if it's once a week, as long as you're updating it, is the important thing. Like I said, things like Facebook and Instagram once a day would be awesome if you can do once a day. Obviously Facebook groups I advise more, but it's dependent on your schedule. Things like Pinterest you can probably let go once a week, maybe twice a week. If you're on Twitter, again, if you're posting on Instagram, you can post straight to Twitter anyway, and then it's a case of maybe posting once a day, or when you update your blog, posting the link to your blog on Twitter. It really doesn't have to be much if your ideal client isn't there. And wherever your ideal client might be, that's where you need to be active the most. So if your ideal client isn't on Facebook, then you don't need to spend that much time on Facebook. Like I said, still have a Facebook page, because people do look. Everyone's on Facebook. There's something like 1.6 billion users a month. So chances are, somebody's going to find your page. And then you've got, like I said, you've got Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and then Periscope is another one. if you like live video, Periscope is great. And yes, there are trolls, and they come up with some crazy things to say, but it's a great platform for live video. I personally prefer Facebook Live, because it's much, I feel it's much easier, it's much cleaner, much easier to use. There are no trolls. Well, there are no trolls in the way I use it anyway, which is awesome. And it's also, it provides content for, Facebook groups, for your Facebook page, wherever it might be. And yes, you can obviously share the link on Periscope, but if you don't have Periscope, you can't watch it. So yeah, so like I said, my 3 tips for being visible is be consistent, talk about the topics that your ideal client wants to see, and make sure you're putting different posts out, not just selling. So if anybody's got any questions, let me know. There was a specific question earlier on driving people from Facebook to your website. And I would say the easiest way to do that is, apart from posting direct links to your website, is to drive people to your Facebook page first and then drive them to your website. And I say that, and I know that might not seem like the most logical thing, but people are already on Facebook. So if you're driving people to another place on Facebook, it's much easier than getting them to leave Facebook and go somewhere else. So if you can get them to go from your post on a Facebook group, to your Facebook page, you've got them. It's only you on your Facebook page. So if somebody's seen you in a group, they've seen your post out of lots of other posts. As soon as they're taken to your Facebook page, everything on that page is you. So if you can get them from your Facebook post to your Facebook page, you are so much more likely to get them to your website, because everything on your page is about you. So it could be, sign up to my Facebook group, or read my latest blog post, which happens to be on my website, or do this, or do this, or do this. Everything, like I said, on that page is about you. So make sure that your Facebook page is updated properly, that the description's there, the name is right. There's now there is a sign up button or a call now, book now button on the top of your page. Excuse me. Make sure that that's active. Make sure that has a link. Make sure that's going somewhere. So like I said, when you get them from your post to your page, it's easier to get them to your website. And the easiest way to get them to your page is to ask them to like it. And I know that seems obvious, but it's true. But done in a way that isn't like, hi, I've just met you, like my page, or hi, I'm new to this group, like my page. Do it in a way that says, I've got some great content on my page, and if you want to find out, I've shared my 5 tips on how to crochet, whatever it might be, you can find it on my page here and have a link to the post on your page, or on while you're there, like my page, or whatever it might be. Getting them from your post to your page is a big step, because like I said, they're more likely to go to somewhere else on Facebook because they're on Facebook rather than going to a website. But once they're on your page, it's so much easier to get them to your website. So I hope that answers your question. There doesn't appear to be any more questions. If you do have any more, once you've watched the replay, or once I finish live,